The first Christmas card was commissioned in 1843 by one and designed by John Calcott Horsley. It was an instant success with its delightful message and charming illustration of a Victorian family enjoying Christmas while a small child gets quietly trashed in the foreground. It was swiftly followed by a number of imitators and things, how can I put this, kind of lost their way. Now,
the quest for the perfect tree is a rite of the holiday season, and ever since the 19th century, people have been trying to come up with an artificial version. First, there were feather trees, and later trees made of animal bristles. But by the 1960s, the use of synthetics finally gave us the perfect fake fir. Today's faux firs can be several stories tall, big enough for your town square. It's hard to beat the glitter and glow of glass Christmas ornaments. For many people, the Christmas tree just wouldn't be the same without them. They were invented in the 19th century by a German glassmaker who decided to improvise because he couldn't afford to decorate his tree with the usual. They're Christmas eye candy. Today's glass ornaments are a visual treat.
Have you ever seen one of these? Oh. Have you ever seen these before?
What do you do?
Okay, so apparently I've seen these. I didn't know they had a special name.
Is this something wrapped?
These are called Christmas crackers.
Okay.
We mentioned these during our newscast yesterday, and I had no idea what a Christmas cracker was.
I don't know yet.
Our producer brought it in. These are actually a big deal in the UK, also in Australia. So they have these little things inside that you pull each side, and so you pull it until it cracks.
Okay, right, so I just pull. Right, here we go.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Tudor Christmas Cook-Along here at Hampton Court Palace. The recipe we're going to do now is one called Sorge. It's a very easy recipe to do, and it uses up some leftover white meat, chicken, turkey, things like that. The sort of thing you might have hanging around after Christmas dinner. First thing we're going to need are hard-boiled eggs. We have some hard-boiled eggs. The first thing to do is take the yolks out. Okay? Very easy.
Hey everyone, Carmen here. Tinsel has been a Christmas tree staple for generations, but changing times meant that tinsel had to change too. The word tinsel comes from estincelle, an old French word that means sparkle. It has another name too, lametta, Italian for tiny blade. But tinsel as we know it probably came from Germany. Legend has it that it was tradition to hang thin strips of silver on a Christmas tree to reflect the warm glow of candlelight.
And shouted, and he called them by name. On Dasher, on Dancer, on Prancer, on Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donner and Blitzen. To the top of the porch, to the top of the wall. Now dash away, dash away, dash away all. As dry leaves that before the wild hurricane fly, when they meet to an obstacle mount to the sky. So up to the rooftop, the coursers they flew, with a sleigh full of...
Today, I'm making a batch of traditional mincemeat and some mince pies ready for the Christmas season. For this, you will need ox tongue or leftover Sunday roast, currants, minced apples, suet, raisins, some candied peel.
Wrapping gifts dates back to the 1600s in Japan with furoshiki, a traditional wrapping cloth. In the West, using paper as a covering for gifts has been a long-standing, if largely luxury-oriented practice. Upper-class Victorians regularly used elaborate decorated paper along with ribbons and lace to conceal gifts. In the early 20th century, tissue paper became popular and people began wrapping gifts with it. Around that time, stores began wrapping goods in
The first Christmas card was commissioned in 1843 by one Henry Cole and designed by John Callcott Horsley. It was an...
In 1933, Rockefeller Center decided to make an annual tree a tradition, and the now iconic ice rink was opened in 1936. The lighting of the tree was first televised in
glassmaker who decided to improvise because he couldn't afford to decorate his tree with the usual nuts.
They date back to the Victorians and their inventor, the so-called King of Crackers, Tom Smith.
Turkey's dominance of our festive table is comparatively recent, and for much of the last 500 years, beef was the meat of choice. Turkeys are native to Central America, where they were domestic.
The classic tinsel icicles on many Christmas trees contained lead. It wasn't pure lead, it was an alloy with other metals, sometimes with a shiny tin coating on top.
It is a porridge that was a peasant staple. The name frumenty comes from the Latin word frumentum, which means grain. It was usually made with cracked wheat boiled with milk.
The Night Before Christmas, a poem by Clement Moore.
I heard on the roof the prancing, the pawing of each little hoof as I drew it.
Here we have traditional mince pies with traditional mincemeat.